Today, we're going to look up at a part of the night sky that almost everyone just skips right over. It looks totally empty, but it's hiding this incredible story of kings, cosmic cannibals, and a crazy translation mistake that literally created a whole new constellation by accident. We're talking about Canes Venatici, the hunting dogs. All right, let's get right into it. The next time you're outside on a clear night, do me a favor. Find the Big Dipper. You know it, right? Find that long, curved handle. Now, look at the space right underneath it. What do you see? Probably nothing, just a dark, kind of boring patch of sky. But what if I told you that that emptiness is actually one of the richest treasure chests in the entire night sky? I mean, it's so easy to overlook. Out of all 88 official constellations, Canes Venatici is only the 38th largest. It doesn't have any super bright, flashy stars that are trying to grab your attention. It is the definition of unassuming. And you know what? That's its secret weapon. The reason astronomers absolutely love this spot is all about location, location, location. See, this constellation is way up and away from the bright, dusty, crowded plane of our own Milky Way galaxy. It's like trying to look out a dirty window versus a perfectly clean one. When we look towards Canes Venatici, we are peering through a crystal clear window straight into the mind-boggling depths of intergalactic space. So, who are the main characters in this celestial hunt? Well, the constellation itself might be faint, but its two main stars have these amazing stories that connect Old English royalty with the cutting-edge search for life on other planets. And you've got this incredible contrast going on here. On one side, you have Cor Caroli. That means Charles's heart. And yeah, it was named for King Charles II of England. This thing is a powerhouse. It's actually a binary star with a magnetic field 1,500 times stronger than our sun's. But then you have its partner Chara, which means joyful. Now, Chara is what gets scientists really excited because it's almost a perfect twin of our sun. Same mass, same age, same temperature. That makes it a top-tier target for astrobiologists. By studying a star so much like our own, we learn about our sun's future and get a blueprint for what a stable, life-supporting star system might look like out there. This constellation also has one of the absolute reddest stars you can see in the sky. But to really get it, you need to know what a carbon star is. Basically, these are dying giant stars, and their atmospheres are just choked with carbon. You can think of it like cosmic soot. And that soot, it soaks up all the blue light, so only this deep, intense red light can shine through. The most spectacular example here is a star called La Superba. One astronomer described it perfectly. He said it looks like a smoldering ruby ember in his telescope. Just beautiful. Okay, so beyond the individual stars, this is where the real show begins. Canes Venatici is our front row seat to the wider universe. This is where we get to peer into the abyss and check out a stunning gallery of faraway galaxies. And what a gallery it is. Seriously. In this one little patch of sky, we find some of the most famous deep sky objects ever. We're about to visit the legendary Whirlpool Galaxy, and then we're going to explore another one that's hiding a pretty monster secret. Let's start with the headliner, the rock star, M51, the Whirlpool Galaxy. This has got to be one of the most photographed things in space, and for a really good reason. It's also super important historically, because way back in 1845, it was the very first thing in the sky where an astronomer was able to actually see and draw a distinct spiral shape. Before that, people just thought these things were fuzzy clouds. This discovery proved they were actually huge, spinning cities of stars, a total game changer. But here's the thing, M51 isn't dancing alone. What we're actually watching is an act of cosmic cannibalism happening in slow motion. A smaller galaxy is being pulled in by M51's immense gravity, and those gravitational forces are literally ripping it to shreds. But, and this is the amazing part, this violent collision is also an act of creation. All that chaos is compressing gas and triggering this brilliant wave of new star birth all along the Whirlpool's beautiful arm. All right, next up in our gallery is M106, and this galaxy has a big secret. If you look at it in normal visible light, it looks like a pretty standard spiral galaxy. But when we look at it with X-ray telescopes, whoa! 2 extra phantom arms suddenly appear. And these aren't made of stars. Nope, they are colossal jets of superheated gas being blasted out from the supermassive black hole at the galaxy's core. A beast that weighs as much as 40 million suns. And now for something completely different, the total opposite of a galaxy. Canes Venatici is also the direction of something called the giant void. Try to wrap your head around this. It's a bubble in the fabric of the universe that is more than 1 billion light years across, and it's almost completely empty. No stars, no galaxies, just nothing. It's one of the biggest known structures in the entire universe, and it's defined not by what's in it, but by what isn't. So, we've got royal stars, clashing galaxies, and giant voids. But how on earth did this patch of sky get the name the Hunting Dogs? Well, this story isn't some ancient myth. It's actually a fantastic, centuries-long story about a simple translation blender. Okay, you have to hear this timeline because it's just wild. It all starts back in the 2nd century. The Greek astronomer Ptolemy describes the constellation next door, Boötes, as holding a club. Simple enough. Fast forward hundreds of years. The Greek text gets translated into Arabic, and the word for club becomes hooked stick. Still makes sense. Then, centuries later, a scholar in Europe translates that Arabic text into Latin. He sees the Arabic word for hooked stick, al-qalab, and he misreads it as the very similar-looking word al-kilab, which means dogs. And just like that, a simple typo, turned a club into a pair of dogs. It wasn't until 1690 that an astronomer named Johannes Hevelius officially drew them on the star charts for good. And Hevelius even gave these newly invented dogs names: Asterion, which means starry, and Chara, which means joyful. He just cleverly wove them right into the old myths, drawing them on leashes held by Boötes, forever chasing the great bear, Ursa Major, across the sky. A whole constellation, born from a mistake. How cool is that? Now, here's the best part of all this. You don't need some billion-dollar space telescope to find this amazing celestial treasure trove. You can find it yourself, tonight. Let's walk through exactly how to do it. Honestly, it could not be simpler. First, just find the Big Dipper. You can usually spot it even if you're in a city. Okay, got it? Next, follow the curve of its handle, that arc of 3 stars. Now, just look into that dark, empty-looking space right under the arc. See that one single kind of bright star there? That's it. That's Corcoroli. You just found the heart of the hunting dogs. And that kind of brings us to our final thought here. We just explored a twin of our sun, galaxies at war, a void 1 billion light years wide, and a story that started with a simple mistake. And it was all hiding in plain sight, in a piece of the sky that most people would just call empty. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If all of that was just sitting there waiting for us to look, what else are we missing?